So after being blessed with a Joey Sua'ali'i red card 7 minutes into the first State of Origin match, the New South Wales Blues find themselves with their backs against the wall in a do-or-die situation at the MCG, where they do, by the way, like to win. They've won the last 3 matches there, albeit 2 of those are pretty dated. Their most recent win was back in 2018. Heading into Game 2, they have made a gang of upgrades, we'll call them. Now before we dive into the changes of the Blues, let's go ahead and take a look at how Queensland line up and the changes they've made, seeing as there isn't much movement. So from 1 to 17, we have in the back 5 Reece Walsh, Xavier Kurtz, Val Holmes, Hamiso Tabuai-Fado and Murray Ta'ulangi. In the halves, Tom Dearden and skipper Daly Cherry Evans. Front row, Ruben Cotter, Ben Hunt, Lindsay Collins. Back row, Jaden Su'a, Jeremiah Nanai, and at lock, Paddy Carrigan. Moving on to the bench, Harry Grant, Mo Fatuaika, and the 2 new faces, a couple of veterans in Felice Kaufusi and Kurt Capewell. Another surprise in Dan Gagai at 18th man, and also Harlem Luki and Trent Loyero both get brought into camp for a bit of experience. I did not expect Trent to name in there, I'll be honest. I don't think anyone did, and if you say otherwise, I do not believe you. Another surprise selection for mine is actually Kurt Capewell. I know he's been there, done that, but his form as of late for the Warriors, whenever I've seen him at least, has looked a little wishy-washy. And I don't know if I could put that down to his form in general or just him playing injured, because I do know he's had a few niggles here and there since joining the Warriors. The fact that he's the backup for the possibility of an outside back going down is a little worrisome. That's probably my biggest worry. Felice Kaufusi will do a job. He's been playing in the front row for the Dolphins, and he's been killing it. Looking at the rest of the side, we do need a huge performance out of Harry Grant, because I do think he didn't really play to his standard in the first match. As for the one to watch or the biggest threats for the Maroons, it has to be fullback Reece Walsh. With who the Blues have coming in, he's my point of difference between the 2 sides. And speaking of the Blues, let's go ahead and take a look at how they line up for Game 2. And here we go, 2 changes to the back 5, so we'll go through the whole 17. Starting with the back 5, we have Dill Edwards, Brian To'o, Steve Crichton, Latrell Mitchell, and Zach Lomax. Another change in the halves pairing with Jerome Luai keeping his spots, and they brought in Mitch Moses. Moving on to the engine room, Jake Trbojevic, skipper, Reece Walsh and Payne Haas in the front row. Back row, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, and at lock another new face in Cam Murray. Moving on to the interchange, we have Connor Watson coming in, the only new face on the interchange, with Isaiah Yeo in the 15, Haumole Olakau'atu in the 16, and 17, Spencer Leniu. At 19, Cameron McInnes with Luke Keary in the 20. So like I was saying, plenty of changes for the better. Dill Edwards is kind of a like-for-like swap with James Tedesco, although I do think he has more to offer defensively and will probably add more fluidity to New South Wales' attack. That's pretty much been Tedesco's biggest complaints. With Edwards, you'll get 2 things. He'll be running hard and he'll be tackling harder. As for their second change in the back 5, they brought in a genuine game breaker who, as a Queensland supporter, does have me a little worried. It's not just him though. I think all these changes are like insanely good, but yeah, Latrell Mitchell. He was a shoo-in for mine for Game 1, but I think not being picked and him coming out and having absolute blinders in back-to-back weeks for the Bunnies has done him a world of good. He heads into the Blues camp with this confidence at an all-time high, as opposed to, the scrutiny he would have copped for being selected out of form. Now I say genuine game breaker, and I think he's one of 2 now in that back 5 with Lomax. We say aerial specialists a lot when talking about guys that are good under the high ball, but Lomax is, I think, the best at it. And that gives the Blues threats on both sides of the field. But yeah, moving along to the other changes, Mitchell Moses, another great change. Everyone says it, and I agree that I do feel bad for Nico, given the cards he was dealt. But the fact is, they did have moments to, pile on pressure, maybe even produce points. He did get a little try assist for Lomax, but for the most part, his decision making, pass selection and kick selection just wasn't good enough. I think Mitch Moses is more defined in all those areas we just said. You can use his previous performances as receipts to those claims. Cam Murray in the 13 is another upgrade in my opinion. He does everything Cam McInnes can do, and is more dangerous in attack, from lightning quick play balls to ball playing. Connor Watson, another attacking threat. In for Hudson Young, I never really got the selection of Hudson in the first place, but we've seen Watson this season be a menace around the ruck. I'm assuming that's how they'll use him in Origin. All in all, the team, like I said, is an upgrade. And finally, our picks for the match. We'll do what we did in the first game. We'll give a try scorer from each team, man of the match, and of course, who we think will win. We'll go ahead and knock out the result first. We're going all bias in this, of course. We're taking Queensland 1 to 12 points. As for our try scorers, we're going to go with, from the Blues first, Latrell Mitchell. If there's one thing that Jerome Luai is excellent at, it is feeding his strike players early ball and giving them plenty of space. So I've got Trailmit. For Queensland, we're taking Hammer again because he just knows how to score tries. And for man of the match, we are going to go with a mid here. I do think it'll be a bit of a grueler, so we're going to take one of the workhorses, Patrick Carrigan. And that's about all we've got for the preview. As per, if you do have any predictions of your own, let us know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to run and shoot that like button. For more rugby league related content and more content in general, go ahead and drop your boy a cheeky sub. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.